Tag. It's Rich from Hughes and Kettner, and I'm here with Mr. Joss Allen.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, it's Joss Allen from Guitar Bros demos and other YouTube ventures that you may have seen. And we're here today with a very special thing to showcase to you, and it's hidden behind this t-shirt.
It is this t-shirt.
We have high quality merchandise that you can possibly purchase at a future date, but for now it's what's under the t-shirt which is important. And I guess you'll have seen from the massive logo behind us that actually we have a new amplifier to show you today. Its name is Black Spirit 200.
Yes.
And Joss is actually, he's flown into Hughes and Kettner HQ today, and you've literally got to play the amp for 5 minutes before we've done this.
Yeah, it was a quick sprint through some of the settings just so I wasn't coming in for you guys and being like, oh, I don't know. So yeah, that was the reasoning behind that.
Yeah, but this is as close to an unboxing as we're ever going to get to do.
100%.
So without further ado, let me whip this t-shirt off. So this is it. This is the new Hughes and Kettner Black Spirit 200.
Yeah.
Plug it in with one of your pink cables.
Oh yeah.
And let's show the people what this amplifier can do. You can ask me all the questions you would like over the course of the video. We'll play some stuff, make some cool sounds to share with you guys at home, and see how it goes.
Oh, I'm going already.
We're in business.
Okay. So this is, I guess, so we're on the clean. I haven't messed around or deciphered anything that's going on as of with this particular amp right now, because some of the settings are pre-saved, right? So you have to sort of, to find out where the settings are, you have to really sort of turn them, mess around with them, find out where they're set at the moment. So this is just literally, I'm just plugging in and seeing what happens right now.
Yep.
Anyway.
Okay, so that was the basic sound.
Yep.
As you can hear, there was kind of a little bit of stuff sort of dialed in, like a random preset.
Yep.
We were on the clean channel. This amp does have 4 channels, so you've got the clean, the crunch, the lead, and the ultra, going from sparkly kind of 50s classic cleans all the way through to crushing amounts of gain, more than perhaps even you could need. Although perhaps we'll test that out.
So it goes from yeah, okay, cool, to oh, okay, to yeah, to oh my god, yeah. Right?
Pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to go through those 4 channels, but just to explain to you a little bit more about what's on the front of the amplifier in case you've never seen it before, I'll run from left to right. We've got a master volume control here on the left-hand side, and that is the only pot which is not storable in the amp. This is a completely analog amp, and yet all the pots are storable. So even the EQ settings, the gain, and all the other features that we're going to talk about. So you can save all of those settings and recall them in up to 128 different MIDI presets. Moving across here, we've got presence and resonance, which you'll know from many standard amps. Across here to the right is the sagging control.
Yes.
Which is one of the groundbreaking features about which we're going to talk more as the video goes on.
It's very cool.
You've got a noise gate, a 3-band EQ, a preset or channel volume here, and the gain control. And then here's the chicken head selector switch with the 4 channels. And over here there is a boost. Each channel has a boost that you can kick in.
I was going to say.
But what's special about this and some other Hughes and Kettner amps is that these knobs are dual function, right?
Yes.
So at the moment we've got a button here, a knob which is flashing, which says effects access. If I press this and it's not flashing, it's controlling what I've just told you. So you've got the EQs, the noise gate, the sagging, the gain, etc. When you press the effects access mode, you get a secondary function for all of these knobs, right? So they become then a cabinet type selector, and the red box DI on the back of the amp, about which we'll talk more as the video progresses. You can select between the 8 different types. You've got reverb built in, a digital spring reverb. You've got built-in delay, and you've got your level, feedback, and time controls. And there's also 4 built-in modulation effects. So you've got a flanger, a phaser, a tremolo, and a chorus. And here's the intensity button to control kind of how intense those effects are.
So it's just like, it's kind of very, very similar to the Grandmeister sort of vibe with those dual sort of levels.
Exactly. If you're familiar with the Grandmeister, the technology is called smart rotary controls. So it's like a programmable resistor network. There's 256 steps on each knob.
Yeah.
And that's how you save the settings. It's all super geekery here by using Kettner. Yeah. So let's go back.
I wouldn't think of any other people doing it that geekily though.
No,
especially when you get amps that look like this. It has
we're German. What can I say?
What can you say?
It's got to be done.
Yeah.
And efficiently.
Cool.
Right. Let's get back to the playing then. Just give us a bit more of that clean sound that you had, and then we'll tweak it to a clean sound that you would genuinely use.
Okay. So, I mean, the vibe of it right now. I mean, that sort of vibe anyway is sort of the thing I would go for. I'd prefer that, this sort of sound is really cool because my guitar can do it and it has that necessary sort of thing that you need sometimes.
Yep.
But that is 100% the sort of thing that I'd go for anyway.
Yeah.
Minus the delay, only for the reason that I only prefer delays on, if I'm doing ambient stuff,
Yeah.
it's fine, but if I'm playing single note stuff, lead lines, funking out, vibing, then you kind of like gets in the way a little bit for me.
All right.
So how would I go about turning the, can I give it a go?
You can give it a go, absolutely.
So
So turning off the delay should be simple. Like I've just said, there's the effects access control. Press that, and now you are controlling the delay on these three knobs here.
So it's just the
Yep.
delay level.
Whack the delay level down to nothing.
Hit that again,
Yep. Play.
and it's gone.
And it's gone. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
And now you've just got a little bit of the reverb in there and kind of a basic kind of does a lot, versatile, clean sort of a sound.
And that's exactly the sort of thing I'd go for. I mean, just
Exactly,
to show you, just out of context, here's my neck pickup. Here's the, that was the bridge, sorry. Here is the second position. And then you got the neck. That beautiful, warm, beautiful sort of sound.
Yeah.
And then you got that coil tap neck sound, which is that. That sort of strat vibe.
Yep.
And that is just, you know, that's just off that clean channel with a bit of verb. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Exactly, yeah.
It's really cool.
Right, so what you just did then, you turned the delay level down to nothing, right? So
Yes.
the knob says it's on 0.
Yes.
However, at the moment, the effects access mode is not engaged. Therefore, that is the treble knob at the moment. But that clearly doesn't work, right? Because it's set to nothing.
It's set to nothing.
So the next question from you would obviously be, well, how do I know how much treble I've got?
Exactly.
The Black Spirit 200 has an answer. All you've got to do to find out where the current knob setting is just give it a twist with your finger from this angle, which is very, very difficult, and wait for that store button. When it lights up,
What, actually, so that indicates where your treble is
where
set?
you were, exactly, yeah.
Well, that was one thing I definitely didn't pay attention to when we were doing the 5-minute walk. Because I was literally like, what are you just turning the treble up right there? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So if you don't know, that's exactly how you do it.
Very cool.
With the iPad app, which I'm going to show a bit later on in the
Yes.
video, you've got all the controls on one screen.
Yeah.
So you don't need it for that, but for this, it's very, very useful.
I mean, that's wicked.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
And again, like if I press the effects access button now, we're back on delay. If I scoot that all the way back down, the store light's on again.
But the treble is like here.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it back up.
And that's where your treble
And
is.
that's where the treble is, yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
perfect.
I hope you saw that in the camera. Apologies if not. Yeah.
You can probably get the idea, can't you?
Yeah,
You can see
exactly,
what's
yeah.
happening.
Come to a store, try one out.
Exactly.
You'll get the hang of it.
Cool.
So that's the clean channel.
Yep.
Do you want to fiddle about with the EQs at all? Try and get a couple of different sounds, or is that good enough for this first try?
yeah, I don't think I'm going to go anywhere else with that. As long as I have that. Sagging on the clean channel.
All right.
I know I don't want to skip ahead and go into things, but that with the clean channel single note stuff, that's very important, I personally feel.
Yeah.
Especially even more important when you get to the drive stuff, but
Yep.
that compression sound that you get out of just having a little bit of that. It makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
People, I personally think, especially me, I'm afraid of clean channels.
Yeah.
You know, because you're like, you hear every nuance, you hear everything.
Nothing to hide behind.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And so having that little bit of sagging, even though it's for, you know, it works a lot nicer when you're like, get that old JMP, Marshall, JPM sort of, that big power amp stage sagging.
Yeah.
Having it on the clean, it almost acts like a compressor.
Yeah.
So that's what I really, really like about it, especially on the clean side of things, because
Sure.
it just helps you along a bit.
Yeah, yeah. Just to fill you in on what we've just been talking about, that is the sagging control on the Black Spirit 200.
Yeah.
As far as we know, anyway, Black Spirit 200 is the first ever analog amp to feature a sagging control like this, where you can control the exact amount of power amp sag. This is something that most people know from tube amps. It's like when you crank the amp kind of to within an inch of its life,
Yeah.
and it starts to sag, like there's the operating voltage starts to decrease, and you get
Yeah.
kind of almost a delay in the
Yeah.
picking hand. The tone gets more compressed, you get more harmonic overtones and stuff like that. It's just that kind of sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
And as you might have noticed, there aren't any tubes in this amplifier.
Yeah.
There is a brand new technology in it called Spirit. Another video about that, link in the description. You'll see that later. But yeah, what the sagging control basically does is you start on the 1 down here, and you're not really sagging at all. The more you turn it up, the more you're pushing that power amp into that sweet spot. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll whack it all the way down,
Yeah.
give it a play, and I'll turn it up as you play.
Yeah.
And you can hear the difference, and you can hear it, and hopefully you can feel it as well. Yeah.
I'll play a single chord sort of style thing just so you can really hear
Yeah.
it coming in.
All
So-
right.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah.
And the difference being is that I became more confident in my playing, you know?
Yeah.
That's where it, you know, that's where that is.
Yeah.
I think. It
And
feels
did you
good.
notice something in the way it kind of responded to your
100%,
touch? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I wanted to dig in more. The thing the way I explain sagging in terms of, because I don't know what it was until I found out today in terms of the actual scientific method about it.
Yeah.
The way I explain sagging is that feeling of your strings being just all, you know, slinky, and I don't know, it feels like you're playing through jelly. I don't know how to explain it other than that, really.
Yeah.
It's just really lovely to play the guitar when you get that big triumphant, you know,
Yeah.
big, you know, it's good.
No, but I think it is like it's a different experience for every kind of person.
Yeah.
For guys who play classic rock, it's when they whack everything to 11,
Yeah.
hit a power chord or whatever, and it just kind of,
Exactly.
you know when
Yeah.
you're sagging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always sagging.
Yeah. So that was the clean channel. We're going to move on to the crunch channel now. But first, I want to save that sound that you just created.
Okay.
So I'm going to grab the iPad.
Via the iPad!
This is the iPad app for the Black Spirit 200. It's free. If you've got an iPad, you can download it on the App Store. You connect to the amp via Bluetooth, so there's no wires involved. And as you can see from the close-up cam there, every single control on the amp is available. I'll twist it around now so Joss can see it.
Oh, wow.
At the moment, it says Dutch lead Bernd Schneider.
That's me.
Bernd Schneider happens to be our kind of lead amp designer. He's been
Yes.
there ever since like the start of H&K, so he's like a veteran, and he's created a bunch of presets which are in the amp. But of course, we're going to grab yours now, we're going to save it, and we can share it with you guys as well, so you can enjoy it too. What I'm going to do is rename it. What do you want to call that sound, by the way?
Oh, man. Just to let you know, I am here, but also Tom is here. Hey, Tom!
Hey, yes.
And I don't know, what would I name this clean sound?
Do you want to name it in honor of Tom?
Yeah.
I mean-
yeah, because Tom loves like John Mayer and stuff. So that's perfect. John Roberts, it's called.
John Roberts. John Roberts. I'll go John Roberts clean, so we know exactly
what it is.
So I've just named it that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the preset. When you found a sound that you like, all you've got to do is save it and then you can recall it anytime just by opening up that preset.
Okay.
So what you do if you've not got the iPad up is you press the store button on the amp there, and using the Footswitch, the FSM432, which will blend into the picture now so you can see it, you just navigate to the bank that you want and you press the preset that you want. I'm going to do it on the iPad now. I'm going to save it to bank 3, which you can see there, and I'm going to save it to preset A. So we press the store button, you just press that button, and it's saved. So that preset is now forever John Roberts Clean by Joss Allen.
So if I was over on channel 4D here, and I wanted to go back to John Roberts, I would just hit that button.
Well, yeah, I'll show you the iPad. Just press like B or C and you'll go to one of the other sounds.
Okay, so just for
now
example.
You've got another Bernd Schneider one. Now press A again, go back to where you were, and we're back on the Joss Allen, John Roberts Clean.
Perfect.
Yeah. All you guys, you'll be able to download that preset from the Hughes and Kettner website on the Black Spirit 200 page, so head over there if you want to experience it for yourself.
Awesome.
Right.
Oh, one thing just before we move on to the crunch, one thing I wanted to try is putting my favourite distortion pedal in front on the clean channel.
Intriguing.
Just to see what it would sound like. Now this is the Rev G3, and I just wanted to see how it would take. It's loud. Okay, but that is a lot of gain right there.
But do you know what feature the Black Spirit 200 has to counter noise like that? This,
Rich,
this wasn't even pre-planned in advance.
I heard it had a noise gate.
It has a noise gate, which you activate by this knob here.
Okay.
And you can control the sensitivity of it. When it's all the way down, it's not very sensitive.
Yeah.
When I turn it up, we've just heard it in the room. The hiss has stopped from the pedal. Now it's back on. You've got a lot of gain on that pedal. So we'll whack the noise gate up a bit.
Yeah, which I want it to be tight anyway.
And it's gone. Yep. Let's try that.
And that's on the clean channel. Get it, Rev. Oh man, awesome. That's all I wanted to hear. Just that pedal, just to go and just see what it does. It's my favourite overdrive pedal distortion ever. So if it works with an amp well, then I'm usually pretty amazed and happy with the amp. So
I'm actually really happy about that because this is a pretty new pedal. It came out in 2018.
It did, yeah.
And all the reviews that I've seen of it on YouTube and places like that have had people running it mostly through tube amps.
Yes.
And this is somewhat different. And
yeah.
It sounds pretty killer, right?
I mean, I run it specifically through just the effects return on an amp because I can control the volume via my Rev because there's such an articulate sound to it, and when you put it through the effects loop, it has a completely different vibe. When you put it through the front of the amp, it feels like there's too much gain. When you put it through the effects return and it acts as a preamp, it's way more controllable and there's no hiss and hum and all that sort of stuff. So that's why I love it, because I use it a lot. But that's just good because I use it as a backup to amps anyway, because I use a Victory Kraken and an Orange Rockaverb. Is it Mark III, isn't it? Yeah, it's the Orange Rockaverb Mark III. And we usually just have the Rev there just in case I want to get super gnarly. And I just put it in the effects loop and it's like, doosh, done. And it's just beautiful that it works in the front end. And with the help of that noise gate, then I don't really have to worry too much about the hiss and kerfuffle.
Exactly, yeah. And another cool thing about the noise gate, I should say, is that you can program it into every preset.
Oh, okay.
So like if you're playing clean sort of stuff and you don't want it, you want like a little bit of string noise, you can have it off or have it really light. And then when you go onto something tight and chuggy, whack it on all the way up and you're good.
Superb.
Easy.
Yeah.
Right, let's go on to the crunch channel then.
That was just the clean channel.
That was just the clean channel, yeah.
Cool, so shall I give it a twist?
Give it a twist.
Oh, no, look.
Oh, what I've accidentally just done is I accidentally pressed the button on the iPad app. Proof that you have full control
over the
from
entire
there.
thing.
So let's just say you're just going to switch it with the chicken head selector switch down there.
Oh. There you go.
And we're on the crunch channel.
Should we do what we did before? Shall I just give it a go straight off the bat?
See what's in there and then let's tweak it to your taste.
Oh, I thought that was the amp then. Sound like a cow. Well, that's... Oh, okay, so I kind of want to see where I'm at. So how do I see where I'm at just in general? So I'm on...
So if you want to know like where your gain knob is, you're selecting the gain, just keep twisting it and we'll see the store button light up and you'll know.
Where am I going with this?
I would suggest...
Oh, I was going to say, okay, so it's basically on 4. I was wondering why it was so...
it was pretty thick already,
So if I just bring it down to say halfway... This is becoming silly now because I'm not doing anything and I like the sound of it. Okay. So where can we go from here? So it's dark and it's quiet.
Yeah.
So I want to maybe brighten it up a bit and get a little bit more volume engaged.
Yeah. And would you want it to sag a bit more? I mean, would you want to tweak the EQs more to your personal taste? Would you want to modernize the sound? I don't know.
No, I mean, with the crunch sort of thing, I want it to be, you know?
Yeah.
So with the sagging is obviously assignable as well.
Yep.
So because it's obviously on a notch switch, is it just a matter of going through to see where I am
Go
again?
through the notches and it will light up and then you'll know where you are, yeah.
Okay, so I'm full because I just went from the second to the...
Yep,
Okay,
there you go, yeah.
There. So I'm obviously full.
Yep.
So if I bring it down to, where's that 6? 5.
Yep, so that's about halfway.
Volume came up a touch as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's very much effects access.
So now you're on the reverb.
Effects access.
Yeah.
So if I just move it and go like that, for instance, that sets it to 12 o'clock.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's more like the sort of thing that I would have on a crunch.
Yeah, it's more EQ'd to your tastes, and we've got the channel volume about halfway up, and the gain is about halfway up.
Yeah.
What I think would be quite cool is if we just demonstrate how much gain's on tap on that channel. So I'll
for sure.
knock it all the way down, and then I'll twist it up while you play.
Okay.
Just so we can see the range that it goes from. All right, so this is all the way down, and I'll go all the way up.
Okay.
That was all the way up.
Yep.
I'll whack it back down to halfway, and now we'll talk about one more feature of the amp, which is the boost control.
Yes.
Now we call it an intelligent stomp boost. It's activated by this button here, and you can. It's different for each channel, right? So basically, it works out where you are on the amp with your settings and stuff like that, and it kicks you up to 11.
Okay.
So if you're on kind of a clean setting, just doing sort of really nice clean stuff, it'll give you a clean boost.
Yes.
If you're on a super sort of crunchy sort of thing for rhythm, it'll take you up for a solo
like a
boost or
lead
something like that. Yeah,
sort of
exactly.
thing,
Yeah. So if you just riff for a bit like that, I'll kick the boost in and we'll hear the difference.
Okay.
And that's the boost.
Cool. Yeah, I mean that's. Is the boost just a stat you can't? Can you choose the amount of boost you have, or is it just there it is?
It takes it to 11 no matter what you're doing.
Perfect.
That's the idea anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, it's different for every channel, for every setting what you've got. It's like kind of like having 4 independent kind of boost stomp boxes or whatever.
And with the boost function, can you bring in, say, okay, so that's my rhythm channel. Here comes my solo boost. Bring in delay and reverb.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do well. The Footswitch, which we can see down on the floor there, it has 2 different modes, right? So there's a preset mode, which is what we're using right now, where you can activate the 128 different presets in all the different banks. And what you would do if you wanted to do that would be to create your rhythm sound, what you'd want, save that, then add in what you'd want, so the boost and the effects that you'd want for the lead sound, save that into a second preset, and just select between the 2.
Cool.
All right.
That's understandable.
But this switch also has a second mode on it, which is called Stomp Box mode.
Yeah.
When you're using that mode, it's more like a standard thing. So you've got control over the 4 channels, you can bring your effects in and out, and you can activate the boost.
Yeah. Cool.
Exactly.
Another thing I want to try, just while we're on the crunch, is just bring in my fuzz pedal and just see what that says. This is my Tape Effects Raise the Dead. Look at that graphic. It's gnarly as hell. Yeah, I only use fuzzes over crunches, so I just kind of wanted to see that, and perfect.
Having never personally heard that fuzz before, how did it react compared to what your standard day-to-day amps would react like?
Yeah, the same. I mean, it's the one thing I always look for. So the master, can I give it a little bit more?
Yeah, sure.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
With the master, the one thing I look for in a fuzz is, regardless of what they all do it, but there is a specific thing. You hear it just bottoming out, farting. Yeah. That's what I want it to do on the low end, and that's what it does. And I only ever usually get that from tube amps. Okay. Only. Because digital amps don't know how to react to that sort of low end. It just ends up sounding like a fizz instead of a bottom out. Yeah. And that does the thing of just completely bottoming out. So yeah, it's fine.
So it's reacting the way you want it to react, basically?
Yes.
Cool.
That was a really long-winded version of me saying how I want it to react.
I'm saying it's good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, cool.
Right, let's save that crunch sound for you before we move on then. So what would you like to name that?
Oh, God.
I see Tom laughing behind the camera.
Back there, just giggling back there.
Raise the Dead.
Yeah, let's call that crunch setting Raise the Dead. Batteries not included.
Just renaming the preset here on the iPad. Raise the Dead.
There's the noise gate messing with you. Sorry, I was just doing some passing music for
That's all right, that's all right.
The noise gate messed me up.
I just want to check that we've done that successfully, so I'll just flick between. I'll go back to the clean preset that we did first.
Yeah.
John Roberts clean, let's hear that.
John Roberts. Sounds cool.
John's still there, sounding
John's
good.
there.
Let's move back then to Raise the Dead.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how easy it was to do presets. I mean, we've been chatting a bit of nonsense while we've been doing it, but you can do it in, you can build sounds in about 30 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to go, I mean, one of your taglines was, it's for players, not producers. Programmers. It's not for you. So it's for players, not programmers. So we've, been talking in between, but the whole point is that you can get to a sound quickly.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
Let's move on to the lead channel then.
Hell yeah.
Because I want you to build us a preset for each channel.
Okay, cool.
All right. Flick that chicken head selector switch.
What? Oh, because the noise gate was all the way down.
It wasn't quite, but there you go.
It wasn't quite, yes.
Yeah. So what do we got then? What's on board?
It's very loud and it sounds great.
Yeah? Shall I knock the master down a touch?
No, you're fine.
No? All right.
Just took me by surprise. Yeah. Okay, so I know exactly where I want to be and I know exactly where I want to start.
Okay, so let's do it.
So, it's a bit sharp on the treble end.
Yep.
So it's there, so it's at 12, just under 12, so I'm just going to drop it down a little bit more.
Yep.
Just find out where the mids are. Mids I'm going to stay where they are, bass can come up a touch. Effects access. Let's just give it a touch. There it is. And because it is a lead sound, the delay is here.
Exactly, yeah.
So I had it all the way down, so just bring it, so it's there, and the feedback. There's the level. Bit slower maybe. Increments. Okay, that's fine. Maybe, okay. Yeah. Oh!
The boost was on.
I was wondering why. That's actually, okay, now we're cooking. That's exactly what I didn't want at that point.
So it was at 11 and you didn't want it to be for this lead sound.
Be there, yeah. Yeah, that's better. That's already better. Yeah, that's more like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more like it.
That's your kind of lead sound.
Yeah, I would say so. Something that's not too intense.
Yeah.
Where am I? So the gain is there. Okay, so the gain is pretty dimed anyway. So I say not too intense, but the gain is like all the way up there. I mean, because it can act as, if I hit that boost switch, will that engage the boost?
No, not in this mode.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say that was something that I would use. Something
So
like
we're
that.
there. All right.
Yeah.
What are you going to name it? Because the guys out there, they want this sound.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Yeah, all right. Let's get it indeed.
Oh, that's a terrible name for a lead sound.
Matters not. Where's the apostrophe? Oh, there. Let's get it. All right, so I'm just going to knock the store button.
Okay.
I think we got it.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's move on to the ultra channel then.
Yeah.
The highest gain, the most contemporary sounding of the channels. Oh.
Silence.
Yep. There's a noise gate which is on.
Yeah, there's like so much there. That's amazing. It's so quiet right now. There's a lot of gain on that.
Yep.
But you
There certainly
can't.
is.
Yeah, I mean you can't. But I can't hear it.
Meaning more volume is required.
No, as in like the amp is silent. Where's the effects access, delay level? Okay. Yeah.
So what would you need to do to tweak it to your personal satisfaction?
So I'm going to put everything. I'm going to move everything and then put it to 12.
All right.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that could get you anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, in terms of chunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how would you describe the tonal characteristics and the differences between this and the lead channel, which we just played before?
The lead channel has a lot, to me, has a lot more clarity. Well, my guitar's got a maple fretboard anyway, but
Yeah.
it has a lot more of that spanky feel to it than this does. This has a lot more. It's bright. It feels like it's brighter, but the lead channel brings out a little bit more of the characteristics of the maple.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more spankier, whereas the Ultra is just really. I mean, it's hard to explain. It's very direct, very punchy, very direct. Where
Yeah.
the lead channel, it may have been the sag setting I had it on, but the lead channel has a little bit more sort of squishiness to it.
Yeah.
A little bit more lead type.
Okay.
You know, whereas the Ultra, I would use the Ultra for my rhythm stuff, and I'd use the lead for my lead stuff.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, the lead is more of a classic lead sound, and
Exactly.
the Ultra, I think, it's quite well suited to someone like you who's playing
Yeah.
more contemporary metal,
Exactly.
pretty heavy metal sort of styles.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
All right.
I mean, that sounds pretty gnarly, don't you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, sweet. Let's go with that one.
What are you going to call that tone then? This is the best part of the video. Name that tone. With
I know,
Jess.
right? I'm going to call that preset. How's the religious side of things in this country?
It's always a great thing to do on YouTube.
I know, right? Oh man, I didn't think I would have to name anything. Let's just call it, because I love my guitar so much, let's call it Osiris.
All right. And I'm doing this, naming them now, like I said, so we can share them with you guys at home. So when you pick the amp up or whatever, you can check it out for yourself. All right, I'll just press the store button. I'll save it where it was, and that was it. We've been through. We've saved a preset per channel.
Hell yeah.
And we're just getting started, really. We've just delved into all the features on the front.
Yeah.
What are your first impressions? I mean, you played the amp literally for 5 minutes before
Yeah.
with everything on 12 o'clock, and
Yeah.
now you've made a sound per channel. Just tell me what you think.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, give me 2 seconds. Let me just have a quick bumble through. I'm happy. Yeah, sounds awesome, feels good. It's very inspiring. I think that's the main thing. I think it's an incredibly inspiring piece of equipment that people can record with, play live with, play music through. And the wattage selection, as we said before, so you've got 220 and 2.
Exactly,
right?
yeah. We haven't even touched on that bit yet.
I know, sorry, jumping ahead.
Yeah, an amp has
Oh my
magically
God.
appeared on my lap here, and I'll just take you through the back panel features before we finish, because we've not done all that stuff yet. Just, if you follow across from this side, we've got a MIDI in and an out through where you connect your Footswitch or
Yep.
any other MIDI gear that you want to stick in with it. There's an effects loop here, which you can also switch in and out. So if you've got your fuzz pedal
Yep.
and you've got it in on the loop all the time, you can just leave it on and
Yep.
you can have the effects loop either activated or deactivated per preset.
Cool.
You can bring it in and out that sort of a way. So you've got that. There's a mini jack auxiliary in here over here, so you can play along to backing tracks, that sort of stuff. Here's the Redbox DI out, which you all should know a lot about. If not, there's more videos about that on our channel. But you can go from an XLR here into your DIW, your audio interface, into a mixing desk, into a PA speaker,
Yep.
whatever you like. And there's a load of different options there. Mic level, line level. You can turn the cabinet simulations on or off. If you like to use your own cab sims when recording, for example, you might want to turn off
Yep.
all the cabinet emulation. There are 8 different cabinet types. Now, we've been using the Hughes & Kettner TM212, which is a cab with 2 Celestion Vintage 30s in it.
Yep.
That's what we're hearing in the room. But you guys at home are hearing the Redbox out. So that's what you've been hearing the whole time. That's the DI out on here. And we've been using cab type 8,
Okay.
which was your favorite from
Yep,
before, which
it
is
was.
like, we call that the American 4x12.
Of course. That's my favourite.
Yeah, there's a couple of 1x12s, a couple of 2x12s, and I think 4 different 4x12s in the cabinet emulations for the Redbox DI, which you can change with this knob on the front here. Moving across on the back panel, you've got your normal speaker out, anything between 8 to 16 ohms. Here's the output power section, and you were indeed right. You can go from 200 watts down to 20 watts, down to 2 watts. And here we've got a super cool little thing where you can go from a guitar cabinet to a full range cabinet.
Yes.
You can connect the Black Spirit 200 to full range powered or non-powered or active or passive PA speakers. It's your choice. You can really plug it into anything.
There you go.
Here we've got just somewhere else, a little European security thing which you don't need to know anything about, and the power bit. One last little bit on the front, which we haven't touched on obviously, is there's a stereo phones input there, so you can practice and play in silence. And that was the Black Spirit 200 in a nutshell, really. There will be more detailed videos on all of the features and all of the sounds and everything else on the Hughes & Kettner channel. Anything else you'd like to sign off with?
I had great fun.
What more can you say? This has been Mr. Joss Allen, Guitar Bros Demos and other YouTube ventures. Rich from Hughes & Kettner. We'll see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe. Get all the presets from Joss and all the other artists on hughesandkettner.com. See you next time. Tschüss.
Oh! It's warm.
All right. Thank you very much.